Hey everyone, welcome back to Channel Name. Tonight, I've got something special for you. A story that's been stuck in my head, one that makes you think twice about wandering into the woods alone. It's called the Hollow Procession. So grab a blanket, turn off the lights, and let's dive into this nightmare together. And stick around to the end. I'll share a little theory about what it all means. Ready? Let's begin. Clara was a writer, the kind who'd lock herself away to chase a story. She hadn't written a word in months, though. Her mind was a blank page. So, she rented a cabin deep in the Blackthorn Woods, miles from anywhere. No Wi-Fi, no distractions, just her, a typewriter, and the trees. The first night was quiet, too quiet, the kind of silence that feels like it's watching you. Clara tried to write, but the words wouldn't come. Around midnight, she stepped outside for air, and that's when she saw it, through the fog, a line of figures moving between the trees. They were tall, pale, almost human, but wrong. Their faces were smooth, no eyes, no mouths. They carried lanterns, but the lanterns gave off no light, just darkness, like they were swallowing it. Clara froze. The figures didn't look at her, they just marched, silent, in perfect step. She ran back inside, locked the door, and told herself it was a trick of the fog. But the next morning she found something outside her cabin, a symbol scratched into the dirt. It looked like a circle with jagged lines, like teeth. She didn't know what it meant, but it felt hungry. That night they came closer. Clara saw them through her window, their lanterns bobbing like ghosts. The air felt heavy, like the forest was holding its breath. She tried to call for help, but her phone was dead. No signal, no power. And then she heard it, a low, droning hum, like a chant with no words. It wasn't coming from the figures, it was coming from everywhere. Clara started digging into the cabin's history. She found an old journal under a floorboard, written by someone named Amos, dated 1893. It described the same procession, pale figures, dark lanterns, the symbol. Amos called them the Hollow Ones. He wrote, "They don't want our flesh, they want what's inside, our spark." Clara didn't know what that meant, but she felt it, something pulling at her, like her thoughts weren't her own anymore. By the third night, the figures were right outside her door. The humming was so loud it shook the walls. Clara's typewriter started clacking on its own, spitting out pages of that same symbol over and over. She screamed, she begged, but the door wouldn't hold. The last thing she saw was one of those figures reaching for her, its blank face splitting open into nothing, just a void. The next morning, the cabin was empty. Clara's typewriter sat on the table, a single page loaded. It wasn't blank, it was her novel, the one she couldn't write. Every word was perfect, every sentence alive. But the last line, it read, "And so I joined them, hollow at last." Here's the part that keeps me up at night. They found Clara's novel in bookstores a year later. It was a bestseller called The Procession. Critics said it felt too real. And readers? Some swore that after finishing it, they saw pale figures in the woods near their homes. One guy even posted online, said he found a symbol by his door. He hasn't posted since. The book's still out there, you can buy it, but would you read it? So, what's my theory? I think the Hollow Ones aren't just in the story. Maybe they're older than the woods, older than us. Maybe they're what's left when we lose ourselves, our dreams, our spark. Clara didn't just see them, she wrote them into us. Thanks for joining me tonight. If you like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what's the creepiest thing you've seen in the woods? Sweet dreams, everyone.